Now another edition of the Rebel's Roost, starring the Rebel. Take it away.
Well, it's April 16th of 2014, day after tax day, and here we are in the Batcave. This is where the old rebel comes to think and drink on occasion. It's also where I expose screens when I do searching, but that's a whole different story. Dateline, Oklahoma. Governor of Oklahoma has made it illegal for any city or town to raise the minimum wage. I assume the governor wants to be one of the first to put up against the wall when the revolution comes. And she's not alone in this either. There are several other states who've done the same thing. Let me remind you, idiots, that you're supposed to be for the welfare of the people, not the welfare of the corporations. And when the revolution does come, you will be put up against the wall and shot as traitors of the people. There's also been a study released which shouldn't surprise anybody, but this country is not a democracy anymore. And the starts of it were 30 years ago. Under which idiot? The old Ronnie. This country is controlled by the rich, the powerful, the corporations. And I have only this to say to these people. You hear that? Or do I gotta turn it up even more? It would seem that certain morons in this country think the people will allow this shit to go on forever. They won't. The Occupy movement, for all its drawbacks, is proof of that. People are slowly getting disgusted. The United States is making the same mistakes Rome did, because it's letting its powerful, so-called title citizens take over and fuck democracy. And for you idiots to say that this country has never been a democracy, that it's a republic, what the fuck do you think a republic is if not a democracy, dumbass? A republic is a country that is governed by the will of the people. Democracy is a system in which the will of the people is applied. A democracy and a republic is the same goddamn thing. And any of you idiots that don't believe it, I'm sure you'll love Somalia, because they're basically the same moron as you are. I get the feeling I don't like Somalians. I don't. It has nothing to do with them being Muslim. It has nothing to do with them being black. It has to do with they're ignorant as fucking shit, and they don't care not to be. If they actually cared not to be ignorant, I would have nothing against them. But they don't. They give American blacks a bad name because of stupidity. Now, as a rebel, why you say that? You a bigot. I'm not a bigot. But years ago, back in the early 2000s, I managed an apartment building for a while. every time we had Samoans move in, I found that they shit in the stairwells. Literally, shit and pissed in the stairwells because they thought a toilet was a foot bath. How more stupid can you get? And see, I think it's Cambodia. It's one of the countries in Asia. Before they come over here, before they immigrate over here, they actually walk them through a day in the life of an American to get them prepared to all ways, including if they didn't already know what it was, what a toilet's for. Somalians don't do that. They just say, bye, don't come back unless you're bringing money. They should, but they don't. I think the main thing is over Somalia, they're encouraging all the stupid people to leave and come over here. And you know, now you got these morons that are saying that, how they say, I forget which one it was, saying that Kim Jong-un of North Korea is so much of a role model. Yeah, let's look at that for a minute. His people are starving. If they even have even a shirt made from the West, they can be sent to re-education camps, also known as death camps. And he just had several hundred people taken out and shot, and one of them, they didn't shoot him, they executed that motherfucker by flamethrower. And this is one of the morons that the right looks up to? Go over there. Go over there, motherfucker. Try doing the shit you're doing over here. They will introduce you to the flamethrower, I hope. For everyone who says that Obama's a tyrant, question. Have you been thrown in prison? Have you actually had the ATF come to your door and take away your guns? Or your money? If not, guess what? He's not a tyrant. If you haven't been actually put up against the wall and shot for the traitor shit that you've already been doing, he's not a tyrant, dumbass. It's the people that you supposedly are protesting for. The Koch brothers, and I know I think how they actually pronounce their name, but to me they'll always be Davy and Charlie Koch, as in cock sucker. The wealthy Republicans, people like Papa John, who would rather see his employees either starve or die of very curable shit than to pay them a living wage or to give them health insurance. Who believes that if a business makes more money, he has no obligation to share that with his workers in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, these are the people you're defending. Get a clue, dumbass. These are not the people that give a one rat's ass about you. They don't give a shit. You to them are cannon fodder. And always will be. Now, of course, you got that rancher, which I touched on in the last video. Clive. Cliven out in Nevada that can't get his mind wrapped around the fact that Nevada is part of the United States. And even in the Nevada Constitution, it says that they don't want a lot of the land because it's not good for anything. There's no water or any shit like that. It's fucking desert. So, federal government, you can have it. And then there's a report that Clive's defenders were going to put women out front so they would get shot if the shooting started. Just so they could say, look, the federal government's shooting innocent women. And you call yourself patriots? Do you think Jefferson or Madison or Adams or Franklin or any of them would have done that? If you do, there's a word for you. It's called being a Nazi. Because that's exactly what Hitler would have done. Then you got this other moron in Oklahoma City, I believe it was. He shot 3 people, including his grandfather and his grandson, just because he don't like Jews. My explanation, the motherfucker should be publicly hanged for murder. And let's face it, there is no Illuminati. There is no one world government. There is no New World Order. If there's anything close to New World Order, it's what's happening here by and instigated by people like the Walton family that owns Walmart, like the big banks. And these are not companies run by Jews. These are companies owned by so-called Christians that have no concept of what Jesus stood for. Let me tell you something. Let me remind you something. Jesus was a fucking Jew. Yeah, that's right. He was a Jew. He wasn't a Christian. There were no Christians in his lifetime. Christianity came after he was fucking dead. You want an actual person that adheres to Christian principles? The Dalai Lama is one. He's a Buddhist. Buddhists actually adhere to Christian principles. Christians don't. And before you get saying, well, the pilgrims came over on a Mayflower to get freedom of religion, well, that's only partially true. They believed in freedom of religion as long as it was their religion, not other people's. That's why they left. It wasn't that they themselves were being persecuted. They left England because they were denied the right to persecute others. Get it right. Wake up, dumbasses. You're being played for suckers. You're being played for fools. If you don't wake up now, it's just going to make it all the worse. Because when these assholes finally take over the government and really take everything you own, and believe me, one of the first things they do when they consolidate their power, they will take away your guns. But it won't be the liberals or the Democrats. It will be your overlords, the rich. Because once they consolidate power, they're going to realize that when people wake up, they're fucked. And then you really will be fucked. I have never called, nor do I intend to now, for the overthrow of the government. What I call on is the defense of the government against these fucking idiots. You militia members, you idiots. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing for gun control. For me, gun control is hitting what you aim at. I myself own weapons. I don't carry anymore, though I have been thinking about carrying again. Well, I haven't in over 20 years. But you're fighting the wrong people. Even Obama said he has no authority to take away anybody's gun. I said, don't get me wrong, I don't think background checks work. I don't think waiting for you to work. A background check, if we had a national database of the loonies, that would probably work. None of that, but I don't think just because you've been convicted of a felony should automatically bar you for life of ever owning a weapon. I do think that if you're convicted of a non-violent felony, and if you can keep your nose clean for 5 years, then all rights, including the right of owning a gun, should be reinstated, and the felony conviction erased from your record, as long as it is not of a violent nature. If you killed somebody, if you went out and murdered somebody, if you raped somebody, if you kidnapped somebody, if you molested somebody, guess what? You're barred, period. But say if you beat the shit out of some guy because he was fucking your wife, then as long as you kept your nose clean for 5 years, that conviction should be erased, and all rights restored. Or if you stole a car, did you shoot? Did you kill anybody? No. Did you run over anybody with it? No. Did you go out on a joyride with it because you just turned 21, you and your friends got drunk and got stupid? Yes. Did you keep your nose clean for 5 years? Yes. Guess what? Your record's expunged. All rights restored. They restore a man's right to vote after a felony conviction, at least in this state. It's automatic. As soon as you get out of prison, your right to vote is restored. But they won't restore your right to carry a gun. That ain't right. Like I said, it has to be for non-violent offenders. Now, there's a lot of people that will say, well, you're not liberal. Yeah, actually I am. But not on that. I don't believe in carrying a gun just to carry it, mind you. I don't believe in my country right or wrong. When my country's wrong, I'm going to say it. I love my country, but I don't always agree with my government. That's the way it should be. That's how democracy works. That's how it works in a republic. So we'll end this edition here of the Rebel Roost. And if you want to see more of these done here in the Bat Cave, let me know. I was going to do this outside today, but when it came back and it's still in the 40s. So fuck that. Next one, though, who knows? I might do it on the deck out back.
So, until next time, this is the Rebel, signing off. Bye bye. Be gone till next time.